Hello, Maximus here with a battle that I am extremely happy about because it's one of those battles where you have a strategy and you're able to use tactics that are completely in line with that strategy, and um, it turns out to be a victory. So no suspense here. I had to give it away at the beginning. An interesting map, of course. If you have a skirmishing advantage, you can camp on either hill, but that's boring, just two armies having a standoff. But there are some other interesting aspects, like woods you can hide guys in, and as you can see, I'm hiding these bow horsemen over here. I'm hiding some bow horsemen over here, and then I'm going to, because I think I have enough units that this could easily look like a full army. Like I'm not hiding too much. Still presenting an army that my opponent has to react to. So I'm going to begin by sending my swords into the forest here. Going to send some spears into this forest to hide them. Hopefully I'll be able to draw some cavalry over there later. Then I'm going to send my cavalry over here, have my swords in support, or my spears in support of my swords. Send my axe warriors over here. And then I'm hoping that my opponent will, since he has, it seems like he has quite significant skirmishing advantage with his Persian light archers. I'm taking a gamble that he will come down here to meet me, because if I have to rush up this hill, it will tire me out and I won't be as effective as if I'm able to meet him down here. And hopefully I'm going to be able to entice him into doing just that, and not spend too much time under fire. Now, my opponent can see that I'm putting spear warriors here, but they are a low threat unit, and it's easy to forget that there's a single unit hidden here when a lot of things are going on, and just keeping these guys up here to have a good view to see if something is happening along these lines. But it looks like my opponent is keeping his army fairly close together. He has a strong, let's just have a look at his build here. So my build was four noble swords, 4 armored spears, 2 spear horse, 2 mercenary axe warriors, 4 bow horsemen, and 2 spear warriors. So nothing spectacular, just a solid infantry corps with some light cavalry support. And my opponent has camel spearmen, a Gemach general, citizen cavalry, and his main line of infantry is thorax swords, silver shield swords, and he has some Thurius spears. So more than a match for my troops here. Royal peltas as well, so very high quality infantry backed up by some solid spears. And he's adopting, as you can see, he's adopting quite defensive formation. You can see that he's planning on letting his Persian archers do a lot of killing, and I'm going to have to feint that I'm going to try to move my spear horsemen behind his lines here to do something about this, these archers, because they could be a pain. But now you can see my swords are hidden, and so are my other units here. So if my opponent is aggressive, which is going to be, and move down, then he will have to be pretty close to see my units, so I can make something happen before he does. So I'm going to just get these bow horsemen soon. I'm going to swing them around here to cause some, or these bow horsemen, it was these bow horsemen, to swing them around here to draw off some of his cavalry, hopefully. Now he sees that I have skirmishers as well, so he's going to move ahead, and some Tarentine cavalry come into view. Now this force over here is just basically to lure any enemy cavalry into my trap here and kill some guys in the process. Now he's moving up, so I'm just going to start charging straight away, because now my guys are in range of his Persian light archers, and while I could take quite a lot of fire in this wood here, I'm going to send in my swords, because I want my plan to start rolling here. So sending the bow horseman up to annoy his cavalry a bit, draw it away from the main melee. And here comes some acid knights and some camel spears. I'm just going to ignore them for the time being, although I will get rear charge, and you can see my noble swords are dropping fast. I'm going to pop headhunt on them, which is going to temporarily increase their effectiveness, and I'm attacking at a slight slope here. And you can see I'm being rear charged, but they're not wavering because they are solid, have a solid 70 base morale, so they, as long as they're getting some kills, they won't really care about that. But nice move from my opponent, which was basically what I wanted, because now I can move in with my spears and attack his cavalry, and he has to pull out with some of his cavalry, which makes him lose more men. And over here, drawing away his Tarentines, shooting at them for a bit. And now here's the plan: draw his cavalry into the forest here, and then countercharge with the spear warriors, and then countercharge the citizen cavalry with the 2 units of spear horsemen, because they are more than a match for the citizen cavalry. So here my axe warriors are coming in to flank, and now my my bow horsemen are going to go all the way over here to get ready for some rear charges. And a unit of noble swords broke, but I was able to stabilize with all these armored spears. So his lines are starting to thin out there a bit, but these Persian light archers still a problem, but they haven't gotten a huge amount of kills yet. And here Tarentines are dying to these bow horsemen, but the bow horsemen are quite decimated. Got a bit too close there. Tarentines still dying, and here we go. I was able to catch his Agema cavalry setting up for rear charges with my spears. I'm going to kill quite a few of his Agema cavalry, which is nice, cheap unit doing some work on this expensive one. The citizen cavalry got smashed by the spear horse. Now I'm going to be able to charge his general with my spear horse. I'm bringing my general out of the woodworks to attack some of the units over here, and my bow horsemen are going to meet up here to get some rear shots. So already things are looking pretty good. I was able to decimate his Agema cavalry, catch it with my otherwise inferior spear horsemen, inflict some more damage, and the spear warriors are following up, which means that his general is going to start dropping fairly quickly. Now these camel spearmen are not, I'm not too worried about them. They have very low armor, and I'm just basically just running away from them. And now I'm going to push his Persian light archers ahead here, and then I'm actually going to charge them. And the bow horsemen are not good melee units, but as you can see they are getting some kills, and more importantly they are stopping these Persian archers from shooting, and still getting quite a few kills. So they have a melee attack of, let's see, just 9, and a charge bonus of 4, but still it was enough to kill quite a few of these Persian archers. So that's nice. And his general, Agema cavalry, continuing to drop. The flank is wavering because I'm able to bring my forces back in here now. On this flank things aren't looking as good. I'm fighting some asset knights here with my noble swords, and they should win that. But over here my spear warriors are kind of boxed in between royal peltasts and Thurio spears. I think my opponent has formation attack on here, which helps me somewhat. These armored spears aren't really fighting now. Should have sent them behind here. But I'm a bit busy microing these bow horsemen and finishing off his Agema cavalry, so I'm free to rear charge all his units down here. And here my general, he has 100 kills already, so pretty good. These bow horsemen are just standing around celebrating their 105 kills there. Probably should have made them shoot at the back of these thorax swords, but I wasn't paying attention there, a bit distracted. So bow horse are moving up the hill. Agema cavalry, his general is dead, so that means that his units got a slight morale debuff there. Now I'm sending my bow horse up to start laying heavy shot into the back of these units. Wrapping up the thorax swords, my spear warriors are getting some nice rear charges here against these thorax swords. Starting to die and waver. Over here they finished up the Agema cavalry, and now I'm able to bring my bow horsemen in here for some nice heavy shot on the back of, among other things, these royal peltasts. So arrows falling and kills are rising steadily for all the units. So now some time ago the Seleucid player was out of the game. Basically that there wasn't much he could do. All his units were engaged and I had units to spare. but I think his formation was a bit too narrow. It was easy for me to get around here. He was too aggressive with his cavalry running it around, and it would have posed serious problems for me if he made a slimmer line and he put it somewhere here, so and his archers up here, so that he could support the fight a bit better. It was a Pyrrhic victory, but as you can see, my noble swords, they didn't do spectacularly, but they were able to get in there and get some kills. The bow horsemen did very well, the spear horsemen did fairly well also, and well, you can see his thorax swords are pretty good units here. Silver shields didn't do too much because they were matched up against noble swords, I think, and the royal peltasts got quite a few kills, but these are very tanky units. They can take a lot of damage. And his cavalry, he wasn't able to use it to any significant degree, and his Persian light archers too, they didn't get a whole lot of kills. So I quite like that Dacian build, and of course it wouldn't have the plan wouldn't necessarily have worked as well as it did, but it's always nice when things like that happen, and especially with a new faction that I haven't played too much before. So thanks for watching, hopefully you got something out of it, and see you again soon on the battlefield.